I get asked all the time, if I could go back and talk to the younger me, what would I say? And if I was going to go back and talk to the younger me, really it would be like me talking to many of all the younger yous. It'd be like me talking to my younger son. And the number one thing that I would say is, don't let anybody tell you what you can't, you won't, or you shouldn't do. Everybody will try to put a limit on you. But what I've learned is that nobody can stop you but you, and that you are going to have to break your own limit. I would encourage you not to minimize the importance of your creativity, your ability to imagine, to dream big, the human mind, this thing called your imagination. It's where so many dreams and goals and unbelievable things have been achieved. If I could sit down, I would encourage you over and over again to find ways to spark your imagination, to create, to be a visionary. See, you were born to leave your fingerprints on history. These fingerprints, these 10 fingers, they're unique to me, they're unique to you. There's only one of a kind, there's only one of you, there's only one me. And you can do anything that you want. And you can actually get to a place, if you use your imagination and your creativity and not allow anybody to limit you and not limit yourself, that you can leave these fingerprints on history. And just as much as I would talk about the importance of creativity, you best believe that I would emphasize education. Education to become educated. Educated to become an expert. Education, man, will be one of the most powerful tools that we have. Our ability to learn. Our ability to sit down and to grow intellectually. To learn more about how the world operates, because knowledge is power. Because truthfully, the world's lazy. Everybody talks about what they want to do. Everybody talks what they want to achieve. Everybody posts, but nobody wants to roll up their sleeves and just go. We've gotten lazy and complacent. And so I need you just to understand that you need to apply yourself, to take the time to be intentional, to grow, to learn, to be uncomfortable in the areas that you don't necessarily know. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Because at the end of the day, I promise you this, son, that no matter what everybody else is talking about, no matter what everybody else is thinking that they're going to do, a lot of people sit on the sideline and don't apply because they're afraid of failing. So I would challenge you to understand the importance of education. And don't let anybody ever tell you anything different. You see, because I know too well, life for many of us, man, there's challenges. We have faced adversity and circumstances and storms that we didn't ask for. Sometimes it's like we're just a freshman and a sophomore, and we're trying to grow up in life and figure out, first off, who am I and what do I want to do with my life and what's my future hold. And we have all the pressure of just kind of growing up in the culture and trying to fit and find our space. And then we have things that happen to us that we didn't ask for, like serious, challenging issues of maybe abuse, mental, physical, emotional, maybe deaths in our family. Like, we as young people, we didn't ask for some adversity. We didn't ask for some challenges. And it's almost like somebody puts this plate of food right in front of you, right? And they're like, this is life. This is your plate of food. This is all that you get in life. Now deal with it. And you're like, I don't like that. I don't want it. But this is all that you have to deal with, because it's the real situation that you're having to figure out. Does anybody understand what I'm talking about? Raise your hand. Yeah, I mean, lots of us. And I would emphasize the importance of resiliency, the mentality that giving up never is and never will be an option. There'll be all kinds of challenges and storms in life that we have to face, things you didn't sign up for, things you didn't ask for. But life is life, and what I do know is that long as you continue to put one foot forward, that you will make it. It won't always be easy. There will be outside pressures, inside pressures, pressures all around. But the storms of life don't define us. It's how we navigate those storms. We have to continue to develop the tools, and we have to continue to be able to develop the ability when adversity and when challenges and objects and obstacles get in our way. That's called life. We've got to be able to understand how to mature in a way that we don't overreact, that we don't act impulsive, that we don't make decisions that will forever impact our future. We don't make decisions that will forever set us back and put us back years behind because we were impulsive or we were erratical or irrational or we didn't understand how to properly process the emotion. Like, we need to, as young people, make sure that as we're facing adversity and challenges, that we understand that it's okay to not be okay, that it's okay that we're going through some things, and that the truth is we're not alone, because life, not only for students, but for adults, for people, will always be full of challenges. The goal is for us, like my dad, when he used to smack the basketball off my face. Listen, I have to identify the problem, and then I have to figure out how to get around the problem. I'm not going to get consumed where all I focus, and I'm always just tore up on the problem, because all of my focus is on the problem. I'm not focusing on the solution. I always talk about how pressure busts pipes, but the truth is pressure also creates diamonds. The pressure is always going to be there. There will always be external pressures. There will always be internal pressures. But it's how we learn to navigate those pressures. It's just like me saying that there's always storms of life, but the storms of life don't dictate who we are, but it's how we navigate those storms. And those internal pressures aren't meant for you to carry alone. And our ability to speak up and to speak out, that's going to be the best way for us to navigate these pressures. When we isolate, that's when the pressure can bust pipes. But when we learn that our voice is the fire that can carve and cut and create the most beautiful diamond. Pressure busts pipes, but pressure also creates diamonds. And I would make sure that you would understand those words, resiliency. And I'll make sure that you understand that no matter what life brings you, giving up's not an option. If I could go back and talk to my younger me, this is what I would tell him. Creativity, dream big, fail hard, fail often, it's okay. Education is so important, be educated. Focus on those things that you want to achieve and apply yourself. The world's lazy. But then I would also make sure that you understood resiliency. Giving up's not an option. If I could talk to my younger me, I would let him know that he's loved and that he's not alone. And it won't always be easy. But when it's all said and done, don't give up. The world's your masterpiece. Paint your picture.